Imagine a world where power and cruelty walked hand in hand, where justice was a spectacle and death was entertainment. In ancient Rome, women accused of crimes didn't just face execution. They were dragged into a theater of horror, played out before bloodthirsty crowds. Today we uncover the shocking truth about the most disturbing execution rituals inflicted on women in the Roman Empire. Rituals so brutal, they make history shiver even 2,000 years later. But what were these rituals? And why were women singled out for such monstrous fates? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might question everything you thought you knew about Roman civilization. Rome's brutal justice system. The Roman Empire prided itself on law and order, but beneath the surface of legal sophistication lay an unquenchable thirst for public punishment. Justice was not always about fairness. It was about power, deterrence, and spectacle. Women accused of treason, witchcraft, poisoning, or violating sacred laws could be subjected to punishments that were designed to erase them from living memory. In a society dominated by patriarchy, women who defied norms were seen as a threat, not just to law, but to the very fabric of Roman morality. Execution in the arena, the games of death. One of the most infamous forms of execution was in the Colosseum or other public arenas. Condemned women were sometimes dressed in symbolic costumes representing their supposed crimes before they were killed. In damnatio ad bestias, condemnation to beasts, wild animals, often starved lions or leopards, were released upon them. It wasn't always instantaneous. Crowds enjoyed the prolonged chase and struggle. Some women were forced into reenactments of myths, such as being tied up and devoured, like mythical heroines slain by monsters. Except this time, the death was real. These events were deliberately engineered to humiliate and dehumanize before the fatal blow. Poena culae, death in the sack. Perhaps the most shocking punishment was poena culae, reserved for those, women included, convicted of killing a family member. The condemned person was sewn into a leather sack along with a dog, a snake, a rooster, and a monkey. This squirming, biting chaos symbolized disorder and shame. The sack was then thrown into a river, ensuring the victim was erased both physically and ritually. No proper burial, no remembrance. The symbolism was ancient and merciless. By destroying the body and polluting it with animals, Romans believed they were cleansing society of corruption. Burning alive and other tortures. Burning alive was another fate. Women accused of treason or sacrilege might be tied to a stake and burned before an audience. The crackling flames, the rising smoke, these scenes were meant to terrify others into obedience. Other tortures included crucifixion, though rare for women, was used in extreme cases. Flogging to death, carried out publicly with the body left displayed for days. Political and social control. Why these horrors? Public executions were propaganda tools. Roman leaders knew that fear kept society in line, and punishing women in spectacular ways sent a message. No one is beyond the reach of Roman authority. Female executions were not just about law breaking. They were warnings against female autonomy and independence. Iconic cases in history. Pompeia Macrina, accused of conspiracy, her execution was slow and humiliating, meant to crush her family's political ambitions. Early Christian women, saints like Perpetua and Felicitas, were torn apart by beasts in front of thousands, their deaths later becoming symbols of faith and defiance. Claudia Livilla, her death may have been a political assassination disguised as lawful punishment, reflecting Rome's dangerous intertwining of politics and justice. The legacy of Roman brutality. Even today, historians debate whether these punishments were purely criminal justice or public theater designed to cement the emperor's power. The cruelty towards women reveals not only the violence of Rome, but also its deep cultural fears about female influence. These rituals shape the image of the Roman Empire as both refined and ruthless, a civilization that created law yet thrived on blood. In the end, the stones of Rome remember everything: the cheers, the cries, the spectacle of lives destroyed for entertainment. These horrific execution rituals inflicted on women were more than just punishments. They were messages carved into history. They warn us of what happens when justice becomes theater and when humanity is sacrificed for power. The Colosseum no longer runs with blood, but it still stands as a silent witness, asking if we have truly learned from its shadow. Have we? Before you go, if this deep dive into ancient Rome's dark past made you think, don't let history be forgotten. Hit the like button to show your support for more untold stories like this. Share this video with your friends and let them experience the hidden truths of history that textbooks never mention. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Because next week, we uncover another chilling tale the world tried to erase. Let's keep history alive, together.